Internet. What's up, Internet? What's going on? It's a Monday. How's everybody doing today? I'm noticing we've got quick and feisty people showing up to the chat early. I like it. I'm testing a theory today of actually forgetting to, post a stream early so that people could show up early and see if that's better. No, it's not better. I know it's not better. It's not a theory. I just literally forgot to hit the schedule next stream button, you guys. I was like, man, why is there no early chat? This is weird. This is super weird. Like, why don't I have any early chatters today? That's bizarre. Oh, whoops, forgot to schedule the stream. Uh-oh. There's a whole bunch of buttons we're supposed to push and, let people know, like, oh, hey, this thing's going to happen at 3 o'clock. As you guys can see, I've got my Team Medicare 2015 mug today. Coffee makes you poop mug is dirty, and I didn't feel like washing it this morning, honestly. That's the kind of Monday I'm having. Yesterday was leg day. You guys, yesterday was leg day, and boy, how. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the burn. You ever feel the burn in your legs? I have that going on today. But I have a new plan for the show today. Today, I'm going to start the video off right meow. Oh, it's not playing. Why is it not playing? Oh, it started late. There we go. There we go. We have to start it at the beginning. We're starting the video right off at the beginning of the show. And if you're not here, sorry, because the video's right at the beginning. Today's show is all about this 240 gallons of Aquascape that I got going on here, and it's turning into way too much of a work in progress to really make an edited video out of it. I think I want to make an edited video out of it, but I've got the two 120 gallons on standby that I've been I've got all of the whatchamacallit. I got the stand built. I've got them all leveled, ready to go. And I was going to shoot some video with Aquapros this weekend, but he was super late. So shout out to your boy Aquapros, who was super late. He was supposed to be here between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and I had a hard out. And those of you guys in the business out there, you don't know about the hard out. I had a hard out at 5 o'clock, which meant I had to. There's no moving that appointment, okay? And the guy didn't show up until 5:30, so yeah, I was gone. So we were gonna shoot a little video, but that didn't happen. So change of plans. I had to change the video around and whatnot, and so I'm gonna be doing this stuff with the 120s and everything. And I figure that's gonna be enough of aquascaping explanation type edited videos. So I would rather just kind of do this video during the show. So I like doing these kinds of videos during the show. If you've never been here before, this is the kind of long format stuff I like to throw in to the show, and we can actually have a back and forth conversation about it. So it's not necessarily just me telling people well, Ludwigia is a stem plant, and sometimes they get aerial roots, and they get a little stamen here, which a stamen is important to look for. And, when you can find the stamen, then you'll know that's a good spot to cut it. And, it's fantastic for everybody, right? So I would rather just kind of explain like what's going on with the 240 and stuff in this long format here, and then people can ask questions about what I'm talking about, like what's going on, and what's the overall scope and plan here with the 240. So one of the things that has been going on here has been that, if people remember, I got a couple of stems of sort of orphan Ludwigia a while back. I threw them down into my sump and allowed them to resprout, which is a fantastic way to propagate. Got them growing and stuff, got them planted in the tank. And then they start growing all sorts of crazy because they have, they basically send out shoots from in the middle, from the bottom, from the sides, all kind of crazy, which a stem plant doesn't normally do, right? And realistically, it's a great way to propagate, great way to get them planted, but they will never really look that great unless you start going through what I'm doing here, which is you have to kind of find the spot, and there I am, kind of finding it with my hand. Sometimes I find it with the trimming scissors. It just kind of really depends on the situation. I am up on a ladder, leaned all the way over, so sometimes I don't necessarily always use my scissors. The scissors are really handy to get into those good spots, but I will also let people know that, your fingers are generally pretty good between your index finger. Is that what this one is? Is this the index finger, right? Is that right? Pointer finger? That's not. Hold on a second. Sidebar. We've got to look this up. Names. What would you say this? Of fingers. Let's see. Oh, man, check this out. Hold on. We've got to pause the video, and let's go. We got to add source, then we got to go to screen capture, smart selection, and then we got to highlight this. This is brought to you by simplybodylanguage.com. I did not make this, so I do not have credit for this. I'm just did a quick Google search, and it's got their, if you see right here, it's got the name of the company. Okay, so this is the thumb. We've got that figured out. This is the index finger. I was right. This is the middle finger, ring finger, baby finger, or pinky. Now, this doesn't seem like exactly what I was looking for, but I guess index finger is correct, so we shall continue on. Now, how do we make the video go again? Okay, cool. So, between your thumb and your index finger is a lot of times going to be the tool that you need. If you are looking for some specific tools out there, your boy Corey at Aquarium Co-op carries them. Amazon carries them. If anybody's wondering, ask in the chat. I'll throw a link up there for you, or I don't know, a moderator, somebody will, something like that. Let me hold on. Let me find one real quick. I've got it in my Amazon store. Oh, where's the ones? Okay, here's the ones I got the other day. And I have to admit, I'm kind of happy with this. They are, they're all blacked out. Excuse me. I kind of like these ones. I got these ones in the other day. I don't have anything to do with this company, but full disclosure, I do have an Amazon Associates account. I am an affiliate to Amazon's, so if you go through the link, it does support the channel in some kind of function. I'm not 100% sure, but it supports somehow. I mean, it might be a full body kind of support. It might be, I'm not 100% sure. What are we looking for here? What kind of support are we talking about? Is it an underwire? I don't know. It's a weird show today, guys. It's Monday. But, yeah, so there's some of the tools that I got the other day. I kind of like these ones because they're blacked out. But needless to say, oftentimes I use my fingers to find the spots in stem plants. But I do find my tools to be useful also. It just kind of depends on the situation. Like if I can see in through the front of the tank, tools are super helpful. If I'm coming from like way over the top, going straight down, reaching with my hand, I almost always find it easier to go with my my actual, just my fingers, and kind of feel around and kind of feel that spot where I'm trying to, snip the plant or whatever. I guess we do want to say, like, trim it, I guess. Split it. Maybe split it. Maybe that's a word. I don't know. Sorry, I forgot to turn the sound down on the other computer, and I had to go do that. Okay. So, anyhow, the 240 here has got some new plants coming into it. It's got a few things going on, but this main thing I needed to do is start to really fill in the backside of this aquarium with this Ludwigia. And in order to do that, this is how the propagation method. I'm basically going to allow it to grow up. Then once we start getting those split off areas, we start getting some aerial roots and things like that. That's where we're going to trim them and replant those tops. Trim them and replant those tops. Trim them and replant those tops over and over again, and we're just going to get more and more and more Ludwigia, essentially. That's going to be the best way to do it. I know some people who have grown it horizontally. I didn't find that to ever be a great result. I've always found this to be the best way to deal with Ludwigia, to propagate it, and then eventually, once it gets just full-blown overgrown all over the place, I'll actually tear it all out and then trim all of the tops off of everything that I have and replant that. That's going to be long-term the best way for almost every plant, except for the cryptocrine. So you can see in the area here, like right here in this area here, where I'm drawing all this like crazy nonsense onto the screen. All these crypts that are right here, which there are a few different kinds right in there. There are some Wendetii bronze and green, and I think there's even some Lutea on the right side of your screen there as it transitions to the middle of the tank. But, you know, crypts are one of those plants that you really aren't going to ever have to pull out and replant over a long period of time, but that method will eventually come into play with those guys also. But if you start to think about it in terms of like your garden at home, you wouldn't necessarily leave all the plants in your garden at home all year round. You do want to you want to turn over the beds, you want to move plants around. You're going to hit the winter time, right? And you're going to have to, you know, make some changes in your garden. That's going to be the same thing in your aquarium. It's just for the long-term health, you're going to have to do that kind of stuff eventually. So there really isn't a workaround around it, because one of the things that you can see in the video here is just how much detritus and everything starts to eventually compact and build up where plants have been growing for a really long time. One of the issues with that is if you see all these rummy nose swimming around in here and all the fish and everything that is living in this space, they're creating waste, and that waste will eventually sort of outcompete the plants. Now, the reality with that is if I only had a couple of fish in here, it would be just such a long timeline that I would never really hit that point. But, you know, considering I have like 200 something, like there's a couple hundred rummy nose in here. I have no idea how many bristlenose now because they're breeding, so there's a bunch of babies popping up all over the place. I have a bunch of full-grown ones. I don't have a clue how many full-grown ones I have now, because every time I think I count 6, there seems to be a 7th one, you know. With the Apistos, the Apistogrammas in here have started breeding. They have definitely become territorial over their areas, which is actually on the other end of the tank, on the right-hand side of the tank, where I've built up all the rocks and the all the Bulbitis and everything that's over there. They have definitely taken over that corner over there, and they are doing pretty well. I've seen them throwing spawns and stuff like that, but I haven't seen a ton of Apistos, like just a ton of babies just show up. So I know that they're breeding. I just don't know if it's working out at this point yet, and that probably could have something to do with the rummy nose. They will go after tiny fish. The rummy nose are a fairly odd little school of fish. They don't normally go after shrimp all that much, although occasionally I do see them go after a baby here and there. But they will go after other little fish that aren't the same breed as them, you know. We do have some super chats here we got to grab. We got one from Rogue Aquariums throwing down the 921. 199 super chat 921. I don't know what that means. What does the 921 mean? I'm confused. Don't know what that means. Where did it go? Where did it go? I don't know what it means, but we've got one from Rogue Aquariums for that. Chad Krotz with a $10 super chat, going big time. What's up, bro? Good to see you. And thanks to the Krotz family. We have a bunch of baby thank yous. So hold on to your seats, because at some point in time, Vicky and I are going to do a thank you for all the baby stuff you guys have sent, including the Krotz family. You guys have sent us a lot of baby stuff, and it's very appreciated. It is 100%. Like, thank you very much, you guys. I'm getting super excited. We had a baby shower yesterday. I'm getting excited. This baby's on the way. I'm gonna be scrambling to figure out my life a little bit. I'm gonna have to be figuring out my game here. You know, I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm excited. And thanks to the Krotz for sending out some awesome support gifts. There's a lot of support going on in this stream today. We're talking about support. We got a $5 super chat question from Joshua Kelly. It says, water changes. Is it advisable to put tap water directly into the aquarium and then treat it, or must it be dechlorinated prior to adding to the tank? I've gotten this question more times than I can express, so let's share some information. Okay, so first and foremost, when taking into consideration whether you should dechlorinate first or after is 100% going to come from where is your water source coming from. Now, if you happen to be in a water district or somewhere that is treating your water with chloramines versus chlorine, okay? Chlorine is going to evaporate pretty rapidly as it goes through the temperature change often when so you got water running through your pipes, which typically, I think the last time I temped the water around here, I think it was like 52 degrees or something goofy like that. Obviously it gets maybe a little bit warmer in the summer, a little bit cooler in the winter, but you know, it's going to be in that 50 degree range, maybe in the 40s sometimes in the winter, but you know, obviously it's not going to be frozen, and it's obviously not going to be boiling, but it's typically colder than aquarium temperature. So you take that 50 degree water and you drop it into, let's say, 80 degree water, right? It is going to be raising in temperature pretty rapidly, and it's going to help evaporate some of that chlorine. You know, chloramine is going to be bound differently. It's going to be bound differently, and so chemically it's a bit of a different situation. That temperature swing isn't going to cause the chloramine to evaporate. So if I was getting a ton of chloramine from you know, my water district where I'm from, I would really consider dechlorinating before I add the water in. I know it's an extra step. It's certainly not a fun extra step. It's not something that I would look forward to, but I don't have to do that here because luckily I'm on the West Coast in Washington, where our water here is pretty darn clean coming out of the tap. It just has a little bit of chlorine in it. So I add dechlorinator as I add water into the tank. I'm not really that concerned about you know, being dechlorinated before it goes into the tank. And also, you know, my habits are kind of based on that, because the water around here is almost always, you know, it's even the TDS around here is like 28. Like, it's not even at 100. If the TDS is super high around here, it's at like 60. You know, so the water around here is pretty clean, so I'm not that worried about it. But I would definitely make if I was getting chloramine out of the tap, I definitely would dechlorinate ahead of time. And the easiest way to do that would be to like go to a hardware store and find like a 44-gallon Brute garbage can. I don't know how much they are on Amazon. I bet they're probably like $1 million. 44-gallon Brute trash can. Ooh, trash can dolly. Uh-oh. Oh my, oh, they're $1 billion on Amazon. Hold on. Let's look without the dolly. Hold on. Let's find the right deal we got going here. No, we don't like the price on that one. Oh, this one's $7 or $1,700. That's weird. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's a 32-gallon one. This is not the price I would expect to pay. I guess Amazon's not competitive on. Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's a 32-gallon. Let's see. Let's see. That's a 20-gallon. That's not good. There's a bright yellow one. Well, let's, for the continuity of the show, I'll just give you guys... Oh, there's a newer version of this. Okay, let's go to the newer version of the garbage can. Oh, this one has a coupon. This one has a coupon. Okay. So maybe this is a worthwhile endeavor if you don't want to go to the hardware store. There's the garbage can I'm talking about, the 44-gallon round Brute garbage can. Now, the reason I say the Brute garbage can is because the Brutes seem to hold up over time. They seem to hold up over the years of filling and draining and filling and draining and filling and draining with water. That's going to be the biggest concern. And the Brute ones seem to be the ones that actually hold out. You can get them in different colors. So I've definitely utilized that in the past so that, like, let's say my clean water is a blue one and my dirty water is a red one, right? I would definitely know, which can I'm using at all times. I will definitely recommend to people that if you are doing the, if you're somebody that's out there doing the 5-gallon bucket method or something like that, when we used to go off on site to do maintenance to tanks and stuff, these are the garbage cans we used because they have a wheel dolly that goes on the bottom of them. So you take like pre-mixed water, fill that up, roll it. You can roll the can pretty full. Don't fill it all the way up. Always remember to pull it, never push it. If it is full of water, always pull it, never push it. We would keep them color coordinated so we know exactly which one is clean water, which one's dirty water, which one could be salt water, which one could be, we'd keep them all organized that way. I would definitely take into consideration if you are somebody that's doing the 5-gallon, bucket, hoofing them back and forth and stuff like that. I think either get a Python, which is fine. I'm not a big fan of Pythons because they have a tendency to create floods, and I'm not happy with floods. As you guys know, I flooded the saltwater aquarium just a little while ago and ruined the whole reef, which was terrible. But not a huge fan of that. What happened? Somebody's saying sorry for your loss. What happened? Valerie. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. Hey, Candy, how's your son? My sister didn't make it. She died this morning. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Very sorry for your loss. That's a drag, especially, it's just, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. And I recently lost a good friend of mine, so I don't know. Is there a comparison? I don't know. I don't know how to compare anything like that. It's always just a drag. As a reminder, we got to remember to do the best we can because we never know. None of us know when the end is near. So let's just try to do the best we can on a daily basis, and we just got to keep moving forward because today's Monday, right? We got a lot of stuff to do. Sorry to hear that. And but I see Nick's Fish Room in the chat. Speaking of ever forward, he just got done with his hip surgery. So now, soon, between 6 and 8 weeks from now, he'll be moving ever forward, ever quickly. So there's the other side, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how to relate to, I don't know, anything sometimes. I don't know. I don't have a good way to put anything into words. But we do the best we can, and we'll keep that going. Oh, okay. All right, so let me get back to what was going on in the chat here. Dan Squires just rubbed garlic in his eyes. Gosh, that's smarts. Yes, that will always be terrible. Let's see here. Try to catch up with anything else in the chat. Best bang for my super chat ever. Well, thanks for the super chat, Joshua. I hope to. I try to help everybody's questions as much as I can. Let me see. There was something that I wanted to address today, which I thought was one of the funnier things. Let me see. I have to go, and I'll have to screen this thing. So, not to sound like a Debbie Downer or anything like that, but occasionally, I get stuff like this, and this is an ongoing sort of situation, and I'm not gonna post anybody's name or anything like that because I'm trying out a new section of the show here, and I'm gonna try and put this into the show, and I want to hear what you guys think about me answering some of the questions that I get on YouTube from on the show. I'm gonna see how this goes. But here was something that I got today, which I found to be kind of interesting, and it sized really weird. How do I? Oh, whoops. How do I have the whiteboard turned on now? I need this, and I need to be on that. Okay, there we go. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so hold on. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. So I got this comment today, and it reads like this: unfollowed due to your association with the Aquarium Co-Op, who likes to delete reasonable questions about fish unboxings. Used to love the real fish talk. Sadly, that seems no more. Good luck for the future. Like, what? I don't understand, as somebody... So... Let me explain a little bit here as a person. So my first impression here is that, first of all, here's my impression. Why would I abandon my friendship with somebody because of a random person doesn't want to follow me on YouTube anymore? I'm pretty sure my loyalty runs a little deeper than that, right? Secondly, I'm not really sure who out there thinks that their comments that got deleted were just reasonable, right? Like, all these super reasonable things that I post are getting deleted by somebody. I don't know. This is really sounding like one of those one-sided things, right? And also, I find it odd that somebody wouldn't be able to put aside what they want to watch or whatever because of the association with somebody else. It's I find that odd. So, I try to do my best here, and I certainly am not going to abandon, I'm certainly not going to abandon my friendship with Corey because somebody doesn't want to subscribe to me on YouTube, right? That seems a little bit odd. Let me close that. So first of all, that seems pretty weird. Second of all, you know, like I wonder what I wonder what I wonder what people's like. I just was just wondering if like somebody has like a real take from this that is like oh hey, you know, I've felt that way before, because I know that I've definitely had my feelings hurt on the internet and stuff like that. This doesn't necessarily hurt my feelings. I'm not really that worried. I felt like this was kind of innocuous to a degree, right? So it's not like anybody had bad language or anything like that. It's just like, you know, they don't like what Corey's doing or whatever, and so now they're mad. It's kind of weird. But anyhow, speaking of the Aquarium Co-op, there is a link right there to the Aquarium Co-op. It takes you to the Fluval 3.0 lights, which, by the way, are the lights that are going to be going on the new 120 gallons. I'm excited to tell you guys. I'm super excited to tell you guys. I'm super duper duper excited to tell you guys that I'm excited that those lights are what I'm going to be putting onto the two brand new 120 gallon aquariums are going to be getting those awesome Fluval lights. I think they're awesome. I've really started running them like through the gambit of like dropping them into the tank, you know, plugging them into the wrong thing, you know, stuff like that, and just letting them go from there. I've been super happy with them. The plants are growing great. Maybe the par readings are a little bit different, but I'm happy to say that they are working very, very well. So there's a link for those just in case. And I'm currently trying to find if I got another question, which was I found to be quite interesting. Let me see. Where did it go? Oh, okay. Yeah, here's the next. Hold on, hold on. First off, I have to delete this before the computer gets all confused. So we go smart selection, and so first off, here's one of my top commenters. Somebody, Shelby Ray. Whoops, the whiteboard keeps getting turned on. There we go. Shelby Ray, mad props, because she always comments, lets me know what's up. I love it. Thank you very much. And so this was a comment that I got on one of the more recent videos. That was the crayfish hunting video, which was with Chris Lukop, Schwisky Vision, Aqua Pros, and Aquarium Co-op. It was a lot of fun. All those guys were there. I thought it came out fairly well. And I thought it came out pretty good, and I was super happy that a lot of people liked it. Now, the one comment that I got was most like this, which was stop censoring the videos. And then it's like, then again, maybe some things are best left unseen, because once you see them, you can never unsee that pic in your memory mind again. I love Spartacus, awesome critter, superb even. I had a great night, had a great time there. The reason that portion is censored is that, yes, Corey fell down, and let's be honest here. When we say it had to be censored because YouTube would not let that, they would have kicked the video off had I just given you guys. Oh, whoops! What happened? Oh, there we go. Okay, so they would have kicked me off the YouTubes if I had not censored it. Because it turned into a full moon situation, you guys. So mad props to that. Oh, whoops! I can't go down. Oops. How do I do this on like a normal day? Okay, I guess I just have to turn this off, but thanks, Shelby Ray. Shout out to Shelby for always commenting and always having a good time. Where did it go? Let's see here. Where did it go? I had a good question on here. I can't find it now. Well, I feel like an idiot. Because I thought I had another good question on here. Well, I can't seem to find it now. I had a good one. And now I can't find it. Well, sorry about that. We're trying out a new segment here, you guys. I don't know. We're trying a new segment. Throw some comments up. I don't know. But either way, we tried. We tried the new segment. Let's see what you guys got to say about the video we got going on here. Let me scroll back a little bit and do a little bit of reading. Brian's Fish Tank says, I had someone unfollow me once because I played Machine Head in a video. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. I had a bunch of people unfollow me because some of my videos from like 8-10 years ago have like, they have like Clutch and stuff like that playing in the background. And some people are just like, what is this crazy devil music you've got playing? And it's just like, it's just rock, man. It's just rock music. It's not devil music. It's just rock music. It's okay. You're going to be all right. Everybody thought Elvis was going to make everybody crazy. It wasn't true. Everybody thought AC/DC was going to make everybody crazy, and didn't happen. It's just music, but that's funny. It's Nature Man says, seems like I deal with more and more people that have this mentality. Yes. Yep, it's ongoing. Aqua Naturalist says, true friends are hard to find. So, yeah, I'll admit that. Corey is my actual real friend. So, I really don't think any amount of YouTube comments are going to make me abandon my friend, just because somebody thinks that some comment that they put up got deleted, which is basically, it's basically the only way that I know how to, to operate, is just to be loyal to the people that I'm supposed to be loyal to. You know what I mean? Like my buddies that are good people, and people aren't my buddies if they're not good people. You know what I mean? So, oh, there actually is. Oh, hold on. There's a follow-up. Let's see. So, oh, hold on. What happened? What's this thing? So, oh, the follow-up comment here is very weird. It's very weird. Okay, well, whatever. The follow-up comment just popped up on that, and it's very odd. So I guess we'll just leave that alone. It's like, I don't even want to post that one. I don't want to post that one into the chat. I would almost feel bad about it. Like, I don't know. Some people are just weird. But this is the kind of stuff that, like, I try to explain to people, like, at certain points in time that, like, that I have to, what's the word that I have to do? Or, I try to explain this to people that, like, this is part of, like, what I have to navigate being on, like, being on YouTube on a regular basis. Like, I literally have YouTube people messaging me right now, asking me questions. I literally have people asking me questions about which hotel they should stay at right now, at Aquatic Experience. Literally just popped up. You know what I mean? So, it's like, and it's just like, it does take a matter of time out of my day to like deal with this kind of stuff. It's super funny. But, it's just like one thing I've tried to express to people is that, like, this was one of the main reasons that I took a break a long time ago, just because this job like really piles on the stuff. And M. Howie's asking, where's Mr. Chips at today? I don't know. We were hanging out. We're having a fire outside, like a good version. We had like a little campfire going because I'm burning all the cutoffs from all the construction and stuff I've been doing recently, just to clean them up. Because I could throw them in my dumpster, but it turns out that my local garbage company, like, they just burn them too. So I'm like, why do I pay those guys to burn them when I could just have like a campfire? You know, like, it's pretty good times, right? Let's see. Whoa, we've got some big old super chats here to deal with. $20 super chat from Sherry says, applause, Joel. Awesome job having your buddies back. I love Corey and what he does for all of us in the hobby. Thank you. I agree. I have to agree on that 100%. You know, It's one of the reasons that I guess it's one of the main reasons that I started hanging out with Corey. Like he and I like sort of knew each other peripherally, like not really. We didn't like really know each other or anything like that, but we both knew each other like sort of peripherally, like around the local club and kind of this and that. Like he was always like super involved in the local club and all that thing from the community around here. When he was building his shop, like when he was working on the build out for the Aquarium Co-op, the guy I worked for and I both went down there and like toured around it. So we both kind of known each other, and like I don't know about, gosh, I don't even know now. Is it like a year and a half? It's probably a year and a half or something like that. We started spending time together. We did real fish talk. We did stuff like that, and we've since then we've become good friends, but that's one of the main reasons that like I was like, you know what, I should probably go spend time with this guy, because he was always like helping out the community, doing stuff for the fish keeping and helping people out and stuff like that. And so it that's one of the main reasons I went in. So I 100% agree with you on that. He does a lot, helps a lot of people out on a regular basis. We've got a $20 super chat from Chad Krotz. Says matching all donations to Caleb's GoFundMe to a maximum of $200 USD. United States dollars through the 19th of October. I think we should knock that out of the ballpark, pretty quickly. If you don't know who Caleb is, Caleb's our #1 super fan. And I don't know where my Caleb link went. Hold on a second. I got to find it. There we go. And we'll copy that, and then we'll paste that into the chat. Boom. You can read Caleb's story on his GoFundMe page. He's our #1 fan here for sure. 100% appreciate just how much this young man has gone through. You could read his story there. The young leukemia survivor and son of Candy Overhaul, one of the biggest fish fam YouTuber. She's got our back. She's a moderator on so many people's channels. She's always sharing stuff out. She helps out on the Facebook pages, all that kind of stuff. She does a ton to help out with the air quote fish fam, right? Something like that. She does a ton to help out, and Caleb's her son. So it's been years of battle that they've been going through. And I hear my spouse. Where's my Victoria? Where are you?
I'm right here.
Are you so pregnant?
I am so pregnant.
Are you so pregnant with a baby?
I'm so pregnant.
So pregnant with a baby.
Mr. Chips is getting upset because he can't go bye-bye.
So we don't have any dog cam. What?
He's got to stay.
Come on.
You got to stay here with Daddy, bud. He thinks he's going to go for a WALK.
Oh. Well, you start getting them leashes out and stuff. He thinks you're gonna take him on a jaunt about.
Should I take him with?
You could, yeah.
You want me to just take him? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta come back and drop off Biddy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It should be fine.
Okay.
You just hang out in the car.
You want to go bye-bye? Okay.
He wants to do stuff. All right, love you, babe.
Whoa.
Belly rub! Belly rub!
Yes.
2 points for belly rubs. 2 points for belly rubs. Oh! Thanks for tuning into this weird show today. We got Vicky coming in. She's taking the dog to the vet. She's checking out. Oh, get the belly rubs in. We're talking about Caleb. Oh, Mr. Krotz and the Krotz family. They're going to match up to $200. Steven Skoglund is already in at $20. Thanks, my guy, Steven Skoglund. Mad props. Steve's Fishy Place, my guy. Just doing good work. Just doing good work. Anyhow, let's get back to the video here for a second. Now that we've gotten rid of Victoria, we could talk about plants because she's gone. So this Ludwigia here is one of the biggest things, as I mentioned earlier, and Gareth Doyle was just saying, wishes his Ludwigia would grow like mine. Theirs is a mess. So one of the big things that I was talking about earlier was I oftentimes take my Ludwigia and I'll float it down in my sump. And one of the reasons for that is that, so I have my old Fluval 2.0 light that I put down onto the sump so I can grow all my sump plants down there. So it's sort of like a freshwater refugium down in my sumps underneath my freshwater tanks. I like to run them that way. One of the big reasons for that, it's helping clean the water. Those plants down there are cleaning the water a little bit. You know, every little bit of clean helps, you guys. We want to take down on ammonia and anything else that the plants are uptaking. Also, I can always have spare plants and stuff like that down there, and things that are growing really weird and funky and stuff like that. It's a great setup to take those weird looking plants that are growing all odd, stick them down there and let them kind of rehab a little bit and figure it out. As you guys will notice throughout this video, one of the fun things about this video is you'll notice, see that plant right there? See that? This. Let's kind of turn this into a weird drawing here, and we'll put some ears on it and maybe make this into a little top hat situation. I don't know. Put a nose here. We go there, right? And then we got a little bit of this. This doesn't work very well for drawing. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, I have to clear it the other way. Okay, there we go. See this right here? Okay. That, you guys, it's been a really long time since I've had that plant. What plant is that? Does anybody know what that plant is? What is this thing doing? Here we go. Where is it? Yes. Generate. So we have to make the little tiny link, otherwise YouTube won't let me put it into the chat unless I squish it down. Okay. So there's the tiny link for that plant right there. This is okay, and let me give you a little bit of a backstory here. So the bulbitis. You guys remember I have this gigantic piles of bulbitis. You'll be seeing that in a video pretty soon. Which you'll actually realize the gigantic size of the bulbitis that I got going. Now, Pinnatifida, I had some of this, as Bentley says there, Pinnatifida, I don't know, whatever. I had this plant a long, long time ago, and I never did that great with it. I was like, it was always kind of a throw it around, put it over here, throw it around, put it over there kind of plant. Not all that concerned about it, not all that entranced by it. And realistically, I have to attribute this to going down to the AquaPro's house and realizing, and then going overseas and realizing, and then going back overseas and realizing, and going all around and realizing, like, oh, wow, there's a lot of people utilizing Pinnatifida, and I haven't had it in a really, 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 really long time. So I was sitting down and I was going, why don't I have Pinnatifida anywhere? What's the deal? Now, I do recall that the tank that I had it in actually sold as a whole tank from back in the days when I lived way close to downtown Seattle. Then I moved to West Seattle, and now I live down in Tacoma. But when I lived near downtown, I sold a tank like as a whole setup. Substrate, plants, everything, and that was the tank that had it in it. And then I was just like, yeah, I don't have that anymore. Okay, whatever. And it hasn't been that prevalent of a plant in the area, the part of the world that I live in. It just has not been that prevalent of a plant. So you don't normally see it very often on the West Coast. You just don't see it all that often. And then I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about it, and I realized I got obsessed with bulbitis like right after that, because I went to this a podiatrist's house. He had an old aquarium, and he needed to get rid of it. And if you don't know what a podiatrist is, that's a foot doctor, which is weird. in its own right. But, regardless, the main reason I'd gone to this guy's house is because he was like, hey, I've got this aquarium. It's got some plants in it. Can you come take it? So I was like, okay. And I went over there, broke his whole tank down, took all of his plants, took all of his fish, got all his stuff out of there. Then I can't remember. His tank was an acrylic tank, and it was cracked at the top. Like I think they had, if I recall correctly, which I may not be recalling exactly correctly if this was the right situation, right? I think it was the right situation, but I think he had a some kind of big piece of wooden art like up on the wall that fell off, like a big giant wood thing, like some kind of tribal art piece or something like that was like really heavy, like mahogany or something like that, had fallen off the wall and cracked the top of the tank. And this guy had been growing Java fern and bulbinus, and that was it in this tank for like 20 years. So it was just packed full of Java fern and not a ton of bulbinus, but enough to really be like, oh, that's been growing a long time. And then, so that was the time frame that I got really obsessed with the bulbitis, and I've still been messing with bulbitis up until this day, until I realized, like, man, I got to get me some Pinnatifida. And the funny thing is I was talking with Corey, I was like, man, I wish you carried Pinnatifida. And he was like, yeah, I have that. And I was like, well, I'm a stupid person. I'm going to have to come get some. As you guys know, I helped him even set up a bunch of the tanks in the warehouse there. I probably should know what plants he's carrying or whatever. But regardless, I was like, man, I'm a big dummy. Tell you what, I'm going to come get some. Now, funny story, I went up there and... I was talking with the warehouse crew there, and I we were, I was like, man, do you guys have any Pinnatifida in? Because as you guys know, one of the things that, that I do, if I happen to go up there, I don't buy the stuff like from the store. I'll get my stuff from the warehouse, the stuff that just landed, that's not converted yet. So as you guys know, a lot of the plants that come into the coop, they're grown immersed, which is above the water, and they need to be converted to growing underwater. And Corey's team does a ton of that, so that if you happen to order plants from them, most of them are converted to underwater growth by the time you get to them. I don't think there's a guarantee or anything like that, but that's definitely one of the things that they do. So anyhow, what I do is I normally just go over to the warehouse and rummage around a little bit and be like, hey, what did you just get in, right? And I'll just deal with converting it because I don't mind doing that myself, and it's not a big deal, and it takes a little bit of the burden off of the crew there. If I happen to take a couple pots of something, they're like, oh, cool, we don't have to convert that. We can just send the converted stuff to customers. So the funny thing that happened with this Pinnatifida is that the little 4-pack that they come in somehow had like weaseled its way out of the shipping, like, secureness, right? So like things are secured in a certain way. Somehow this had gotten like rattled around so much that it had popped around and flipped upside down and crushed all the plants. And so that was about 2 weeks ago, and now I've got all these pots all grown back, and now I get to make a video to show you guys like what they're all about. So if I was you guys and you were like, I'm interested in this plant and I'm going to make a video about it, I would get some, I would get some in if I were you, and then you'd be able to be like, oh, I could follow along with this weirdo's video. Because it's coming up fairly soon. Let's see. Scottish Aquatics is here. He didn't buy my 180. I've still got it for sale. He should buy it, I think. I think he should keep it in the family. But we do have some super chats, super cats here to deal with. $5 super chat from Megan Ness says, hope to make it to the aquatic experience to support all of the fishy YouTubers, or the fishy tubers. Well, I really hope you can make it. It is in New Jersey this year. It's coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. So that's just like coming up soon, coming up super soon. I don't know if you guys are excited. I'm excited. I know I asked you guys a while back if I was to bring something to the aquatic experience, what would you guys be interested in me bringing? And honestly, I've 100% run out of time on something to bring to give away. Mainly because like I needed to order something like 4 or 5 weeks ago to get it printed properly. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. Like 5 weeks ago, I was so broke. Like I was so broke, I was almost considering just like I can't do YouTube anymore. From a trip. That's when we'd like basically. When was Minnesota? I don't even know. Minnesota was only a month ago. So maybe it was 5 weeks ago. Maybe it was 4 weeks ago, something like that. I don't really remember. What's this? This calendar is not synced on this computer. Hold on, let me see. Excuse me. Okay, so Chris was here on the 11th last month, which is less. So the 11th was 4 weeks ago. Chris was here. Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 weeks ago, because 4 weeks ago we just got back from Minnesota. Yeah, and like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks, yes, you know, and so it really, you know, that was just that kind of situation. So I don't think I'm going to end up bringing anything to give away at the aquatic experience. There's going to be a lot of people giving away a lot of stuff. So I think at this point, like if I was to make something, it would just be so low quality that I would end up seeing it on the ground. You know what I mean? People would be like, I'm not carrying this back with me. And they would end up like dropping it on the ground. You know what I mean? So, and I've been through that before. Previously in the past, I've done events and things like that where people just like, you give them some kind of printout or some kind of like something that you'd made, right? Something that you had made, all that kind of stuff. And like, I've seen them just like discarded, thrown on the ground because it was something that people didn't really care about. And I don't know if I want to go through that because I end up making something that's not that great and people just end up like dropping it on the ground. So I think I'm just going to go and meet as many people as I can and have a good time. I don't know. I don't know what else to do at this point. Because I just don't know if any kind of like printing or anything like that would even be able to get done and it be good. You know what I mean? Like I could get like something that was, like I could get something that was just kind of crummy, but you know, I don't think I would have been able to get anything. I wouldn't have been able to get anything good that people would actually want to like take with them. So I don't know. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure something out. I'm hoping that Dennerley brings a bunch of stuff. I know that they were trying to, they're trying to do with this. They're trying to do with that. I'm not sure what Dennerley was trying to do, but I'm hoping that they, because Chris is going to be there. He's probably going to have a lot of books there, stuff like that. I'll just kind of be hanging around doing whatever. I don't know. I'm not that famous, so I don't really have, like... any companies that really want to like, you know, help out with that. So it's kind of one of those things. All right. We got a $2 super chat from Alvin Lehu, and I'm not going to read it out loud. Corey's butt. Oh, wait, I did. Hashtag. But M. Howie with a $5 super chat says, I just noticed one of my clownfish has a nasty tumor-like growth. Any ideas on how to treat? Sorry, I don't have a pick. Man. Well, really depends on the tumor, first of all. Sometimes, especially with saltwater fish in the past, we would anesthetize the fish a little bit and do surgery on them. We basically would use like a brand new version of like this, like the Exactos. This one's all dirty and has paint on it, but so don't use one that's all used and dirty. Get a new clean one. And you can a lot of times just very, very carefully, do a little bit of surgery on your fish. It is a little harebrained, though, in reality, to do that. Like I said, I probably wouldn't do that at home. We just do stuff like that at the store where it's kind of like required. You know what I mean? Like, and oftentimes fish would kind of recover. If it's a parasite, obviously you'd want to treat for a parasite if that's the case. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly what it is. I would say that, full disclosure, I'm not a doctor, so my advice as far as tumors go would be probably take it with a grain of salt. But we used to do that, with the saltwater fish that we had. We'd get a tumor, we'd just anesthetize them with that, what is that crap? It's like a clove oil derivative or something like that, where it just kind of slows them down and makes them groggy. I can't remember what it's called, though. Like, let me see. Fish anesthesia. Fish sedation. Where did it go? Oh, we've got like a giant paper here. I need a thing that just gives me the list. Let me see. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's a clove oil derivative, and I'm not seeing it. Let's see. MS222. Yeah, I've used the MS222 before, which is methane sulfonate derivative. Isoflurane. That one's kind of useful. But I would say that, like, personally, I might seek somebody who does it a lot. I would maybe find a local store owner or somebody like that does it a lot. It's been a long, long time since I've personally done it myself. So, I would say, like, maybe find a local store owner or a local saltwater tank maintenance guy that has some experience directly, like, probably, he'd probably be like, yeah, I had to do that last week, so that's probably what I would go for if I had that situation with a fish. Oftentimes, if I have a tumor or something like that showing up in a fish in one of my home aquariums, I normally will just like observe them and see what's going on, because if I can already see the tumor, whatever it is, if it's already like spread throughout their body, like, it's going to be too late for anything that I could do anyhow, and it might be just the best thing to do just to make sure that they get fed and stuff like that while they, live out their time in the tank. You know what I mean? And just make sure they have a good environment while they have their run. There just isn't that much that, I don't really have the facilities to, throw things under a microscope and then be right or wrong. Once I've thrown them under a microscope, I don't have a ton of experience, like, diagnosing diseases or anything like that. So, I wouldn't put myself as an expert in that area. So, but like I said, I've done it, and it's pretty stressful, especially if you got like a $400 fish and you're trying to save it from a weird tumor thing, or even an $800 fish. Anything higher than $800, I don't know if that I would even be messing with, though. But it sounds like you got a clownfish, so I mean, they're super hardy, first of all. So you might have a good chance doing it yourself. But who knows? I don't know. Let's see what we got going on here. Scottish Aquatics is working on some videos, which is good. Aqua Naturalist has got to go to bed. Good night. It's the bedtime for you. All right. It's still light out here, so I can't go to bed yet. Do. Oh, yeah, Karen Pepe says, I will never understand people. If you don't want it, just don't take it. Benjamin agrees, especially if it was a nice little freebie. If you don't want it, don't take it. No one forced you. Yeah, I think, you know, honestly, which is, that's the response for, that's the response of me talking about whether or not I'm going to bring anything to, the aquatic experience. You know, the reality is, like, when people are at stuff like that, they definitely will just grab the stuff because they don't know what they're going to keep. They don't know what they're going to take. They don't know what's going on. I think it's just a reality of what it is to be like at a convention, you know? And I think that's just how it goes. And then they're like, oh, I only have this much space in my suitcase, or I can't take this with me, or I spilled ice cream on it, or whatever, you know, and stuff just ends up on the ground or whatnot. And I just feel like if I can't make something really good to bring with, then I don't really want to encounter that whole, like, whatever I bring is just kind of sucks and I see it on the ground or in the garbage cans or whatever. And as I said, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, you know, I had zero money. And I was, you know, like I said, I was kind of at the point where I was like, I might just have to quit doing this like 100%, you know? That's just kind of where I was at, you know? And the last thing I could have done was like order up, you know, 1,000 color prints of something on really nice paper or whatever. I just couldn't do it. Palmer Fish Q&A. Joel, you're going to hate being at the aquatic experience with people bombarding you. I was at the aquatic experience last year, and people bombarded me last year, and I liked it a lot. I had a good time. I love going to meet the people. I did notice that Peter McKinnon posted a video today talking about the isolation of doing YouTube, which I will 100% agree with that. Like, a lot of doing YouTube and doing this kind of stuff is very, very isolating. You know, editing, making videos, shooting videos, you know, working on fish tanks, all that kind of stuff is very, you're very much alone, and you're not necessarily like I'm never really around that many people. So it is very isolating type stuff that we do here. And I look forward to going to things like when I went to Minnesota, I got to meet a lot of cool people. It was fantastic. Last year, Aquatic Experience was awesome. Got to meet a ton of cool people, have a lot of fun conversations, and just get to mix up with people. You know what I mean? Take selfies with people and stuff like that. Like, I think it's awesome. Like, I think it's a good time. So I look forward to that. I'm definitely going to be like taking pictures. If somebody wants me to sign something or whatever, you know, I'm down to do that. You know, and just talk with people and, you know, shake people's hands and that kind of stuff. And it's pretty fun. Megan Ness says, should we do the like spike with a $2 super chat? Maybe we should do a like spike. A 5, a 4, a 3, a 2. Get around the like button. Get ready. Hover over the like button. 1. Hit the like button. Cha-cha-cha. Did it work? I don't know. Are we infamous now? Are we the infamous show where we hit the like spike? It made a bunch of people leave. That's reality. But let's see. We're definitely winding down in the chat here. Let's see what we got going on. Let's kind of get down to the end. Bum, 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 bum. I'm trying to find some questions here. Dwarf baby tears. Let's see here. Bentley is answering some questions from somebody. Somebody was asking about dwarf baby tears and repens. Aiden Payne. Anyone out there know if I could keep a blue 3-spot gourami in a 35-gallon tank, or would it get too big to be comfortable? Personally, I think a 3-spot gourami would be fine in a 35. I had one for a long, long time in a 40-gallon breeder that actually was an upgrade from a 20 long. So I wouldn't. I would think that would be fine personally. I don't think that would be an issue. I think with gouramis, I would just definitely keep keep it well planted. So they have some kind of hides and things to kind of sneak through. Gouramis love to do that. They love to be just kind of lurking in the bushes, being creepy. Speaking of gouramis, I definitely want to get some paradise fish someday again. I miss Frank. The paradise fish. I miss him. He was a fun guy. He was a fun little fish. I had him for a long time. Someday I got to get some paradise fish again, because that's definitely going to be one of the ways to go about it. Casey Summers wants some tips on breeding clown killies. Clown killies, first and foremost, make sure you get a lid. Clown killies will almost always jump. They are egg scatterers, so you need somewhere for their eggs to scatter to. They are not necessarily going to drop them directly on something, but their eggs are kind of cool in the fact that they can dry out completely. You can dry out their eggs 100%, and allow them to, and they'll still hatch. They'll still hatch even if they've dried out 100% dry. They'll still hatch from there as long as they're fertilized, obviously. But it's pretty cool in the reality that or sorry, what did I say? Or those eggs are pretty cool because you can dry them out. They're actually pretty easy to get. There are a lot of people out there that actually collect them and stuff. But the clown killies, the best thing that you can do is allow their water to continue to lower. It actually is more or less a trigger for them, because clown killies come from an area where they start out with lots and lots of water. That's springtime. And as the summer months go on, their water becomes shallower, warmer, more compacted with minerals and nutrients and stuff, and it eventually dries out, and then they go jumping to try and get to other puddles and other waterways and stuff like that. But that will trigger them to start dropping eggs because they're running out of water. So it is it actually is one of the easier breeds to trigger, but it's kind of a pain to actually figure it out because they're so small and their eggs are so small. It does take a little bit of patience to find their eggs and stuff like that and figure it out if you can actually get them hatched. But I always bred the clown killies just by reducing the water level and never really realizing that they actually had eggs scattered until later when, boy howdy, there's lots of babies. Just be aware that once they start egg scattering, they probably will jump from the tank. So keep a lid on there. Keep a lid on there, or make sure to keep a lid on there, or a screen. Screen will work too. Let's see here. Taylor Burns is asking, has anyone kept bamboo shrimp in small tanks? Yes, you can keep bamboo shrimp in small tanks. You just have to make sure that you have flow. You just have to have water flow with some high perch points for bamboo shrimp to be at. So just make sure you set it up that way, and you'll be fine. Palmer wants to know if I will sign his chest. No, I'm not going to sign your chest, you weirdo. Why would I sign your man boobs? Weird dude. Dan Squires lost a gold nugget pleco last week. He was about 6 years old. Oh, man. That's a drag. Happens sometimes. Ultimate Fish Keeping is here. What's up? Good to see you. Fishy Mailman, I thought you loved peanut butter gouramis. I do love peanut butter gouramis. They're pretty fantastic. Peanut butter gouramis are Can you guys hear that? Is that like super loud when I bash into the mic with my coffee mug? The peanut butter grommies are great. I love them. And Day's fantastic. Delaney LD says, my clowns breed nonstop in a tank with tons of Java moss, frogbit, and driftwood. Leave the parents in. Yep. Yeah, a lot of Java mosses and stuff like that will definitely help out with the clown killies. It makes it pretty easy to breed them. Let's see. All right. Well, we're coming up on the end of the show because I don't think we have another segment. We had the weird comment segment. We had the video segment. I don't even know if I answered anybody's questions. I've just been kind of rambling on. I'm kind of a space cadet today, which is fine. Ryan C., what size of gravel is best for heavy-rooted plants? I almost always exclusively go with a kind of a medium grain. Call it a 4 millimeter grain or 3 millimeter grain. I forget how many millimeters the grain size is, but it's definitely smaller than a pea and it's certainly larger than a sand. I think 100% that's the substrate I almost always go with. If you do have to make an accommodation one way or another, I almost always tell people to go a little bit rockier than you had thought. So go a little bit chunkier, a little bit bigger, unless you're doing some really, really, really fine root plants. I just don't find sand to be that useful, and it has a tendency to compact and kind of kill plants more often than not. So, I'd keep that in mind. Light suggestions for a 12-inch cube tank. I would go with the Fluval Nano. I'm really enjoying the Fluval Nano light. I have to pick up a new one because something happened. I got to get a new one. But the Fluval has that little nano light with the same controller on it and stuff, and you can use the same app. You can use the same app to control it. So, I would personally go that route. That's what I would do. Oh, what does this do? Here we go. Let's see. Hold on. Let's find this thing. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is the right one. Copy. Now I got to put it in here. Wait. Paste. Did it work? I think it worked, you guys. I have to copy it now. Now I have to paste it over here. Why won't you let me paste? Paste. No? Copy. Paste. Boom. There you go. Ryan C. is asking, thanks, Joel. Best place to purchase that size gravel? I basically would go kind of local stores for sure. So the size of gravel we're kind of talking about, I would almost say like the Eco Complete or Fluorite's kind of in that range of that size of granule. I use the Fluval Stratum that's in that size of granule. ADA is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller than the Stratum. I like the little bit larger, a little bit thicker substrate. And the main reason for that is just, the realistic longevity of the water column being able to kind of replenish the substrate. If it has a good cation exchange capacity, then it'll be able to pick up ions that it's missing. Otherwise, if it starts to really compact, we found that over years and years of growing plants and stuff in aquariums is just that the more compact it gets, the less beneficial it is long term. So it just really, really, really starts to it just starts to really not. It starts to lose its luster. It starts to lose its zest, and it won't exactly do what we want it to do, which is grow stuff. Fishy Mailman says, no worries, man. Just happy I have fish podcasts. That's right. We're definitely, if you guys don't know, Alvin Alejo and Dan Squires are collaborating on getting the podcast out, which is all the episodes, all of the long format episodes off of the YouTube here, trying to get all those out onto the podcast and stuff. So if you do want to go back and say, listen to me ramble on like a psycho, then, and not you listening doesn't make you a psycho. It makes me, I ramble on like a psycho person. They what's the word for that? What happened? My train just derailed. Oh yeah, you guys can go listen to the podcast if you like. Those guys are handling, getting it up to you. If that's something that you want to check out, those dudes are rocking and rolling, throwing that up, and so just let them know. Big thank you for throwing up those episodes for the people that are out there. I want to say a big thank you to Rogue Aquariums, Chad Kratz, Joshua Kelly, Rumbust, Sherry Costa, Chad Kratz, Megan Ness again, Alvin Alejo, M. Howie's Fish Tanks, all for super chatting today. Boy, howdy. That is awesome. Thank you very much, you guys. I very much appreciate all the super chats, all the support, you guys showing up for the show, chatting, asking questions, being part of the gig here. Love it. Good. Thanks for you guys, everybody coming out today. I'm going to head on down the road because I've run out of coffee, and realistically, I kind of have to go to the bathroom pretty bad. So I'm going to go do that. None of your business. But, Brixomaniac says, how much pool blasting sand do you need to grow plants? Do you need FERT root tabs? If you go with pool sand or blasting sand, yes, you're going to need root tabs for sure. I like the ones that aren't in the pill casing, personally, but that's just me. Yeah. All right. Let me do this. All right. Thanks, everybody. Much love to everyone. There's a Bob Steenfoots is I think going to do a live stream later tonight. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea what's up with that dude's schedule. I think so, but I see Jeff Rose in the chat. If you guys don't know who Jeff Rose is, if you don't know what the deal is, Jeff Rose is in the chat. Jeff Rose Fish Keeping right there. Check him out tonight. He's going to be doing a live stream tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time, which is, I have no idea what it is in your neck of the woods, but check that out also. And I'm going to hit the road. I'll talk to y'all later.